Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Harebrained Games. We're going to do a dual side-by-side unboxing of March of the Ants Evolved Edition Deluxe versus the previous game of March of the Ants, which I had. It's been I believe it's been around 10 years since I've got this. It's been a long time. But we're going to go through and do a side-by-side comparison of what is new. First off, you have this box cover and this box cover. Yay! Notice that the box covers are different. That must mean they're better. Alright, so then we have the game components sheet here, which tells us about March of the Ants. This is a 4X game, so imagine space. Some people have likened it to Eclipse in your yard. Maybe that's true, kind of it. It gives a nice overview, very nice overview of the different pieces and elements of the new game. You get the manual, which oddly enough has no actual title. I was like, what the heck, where's the title? Is this the inner page? Where's the outer page? But this is the rule book. You just would never know it by the front page. You can't tell this book by its cover. Goes over all the different variant pieces, how to play, rewards, game flow. Very nice, very glossy, and very colorful. Notice in the previous version, you just get that all combined into one with a cover that says March of the Ants rulebook on it, and then you get similar information I would say that the new rulebook is much more clear and has been given a much greater gloss, polish pass of the rulebook instructions and phrasings and rulings, consistency, everything. So points for this. You're going to get the little placards that tell you what to do on the different phases of the game. Some extra cool bonus cards here for tasks that you can complete. Ooh, dragonfly, larvae, rigo, larvae. Again, more placards. Nice construction, and then everyone's going to get their little more play aids and expansions. There are different additions in the deluxe edition that aren't in the original game from far a while ago. You've got Rise of the Centipedes. This is a placard, not a placard. This is a pull-out sheet. It's kind of like gives you a little bit of information on Rise of the Centipede. This is a specifically co-op or solo game where you're fighting against centipedes as they hoard all of your treasures and take all your good stuff. Nothing like that over here. In the original box, you had the much flimsier paper. You still had your play sheets here, or your helper sheets, your ant battle colony points and stuff. But that's limited in that regard. Here, you'll notice that we had the original. This was kind of the information that you had at your play sheet. This is in your personal tableau. Told you what you could do, all the actions you could take as you build you morph your ants into more powerful ants. Everything's here, double-sided. That's what you had in the past, and as you can see, they've been heavily artified into a much better, pleasing, in my opinion, pleasing aesthetic layout. You can see here information. Lots of text-heavy information in the original. In the new one, you get a nice, pleasing flow to the game. The information's similar, but just nicer in that regard. So, yay, points for that. Put that there. And then here, you've got tiles. Notice the tiles are much more... just look at the difference here. On the one hand, you have these tiles that kind of give you stark, almost utility information, almost a clinical view of like the bark or, oh come on, you can do better than that. There we go, like lichen, breeding grounds and whatever. You can see the artwork here, and then you can compare it against artwork similar here. Like here's the leaf trail, here's the tall sand, and so you can see a much different artistic direction in that regard. Much more artful, much more indicative of a yard and ants and a farm and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I actually do find a purest joy in the simplicity of being able to just see at a first glance exactly where I would be putting my ants and the larvae and stuff compared to here. This seems like it's a little more, the vividness comes out of, I mean, this is kind of getting into review here, but the vividness comes out of the tiles a little bit more, so it's a little harder to see what's what and where. So you're taking some really beautiful art and style as you build out the colony, and kind of making a trade-off for it. I actually like this sort of more simplistic look, but that's not what they went for here, and I actually do love just the beautiful nature of these tiles, man. Oh, goodbye, Mr. Daniel. And then you can see, like, they just get some, you will definitely feel like you're in the weeds here on this one. And then over on the original, you'd have the grate tile. There's also a grate tile here, but I haven't gotten to it yet. Where's the grate tile? Where's the great pumpkin, Charlie Brown? There's a squishy. There it is, the great tunnel. Great tunnel. So you can see here, this really showcases the difference between the two. Here you've got the nice starting point here, and there you've got the sort of the standard. Okay, this is the starting point in less rich terms. You've got blocks here, cubes in the original that have that act as your larvae and your ants, and the artwork. Artwork in the original is beautiful still. I don't think that they've done too much in regards to remaking it too radically, but I did love the original artwork. But what about the artwork now? Well, let's talk about that, shall we? Compartment trays, something that is in the original, gives you the cards here, so you can see there. So we open these up. Leaf working towards sustainable production. Okay, that's great. However, I need to see these things. So then you can see a new art style here with these, yeah, like this, that. You can see these. I'm going to get into army head. Yeah, so artistically, they've been given a polish pass. The original art's still great, but this is fantastic too. I will put you guys back later. What you do have in addition is much more. You've got your little cubbies where you can put your ants now in this little tray. It's really nice. This is a really nice way to set things up inside. This is empty, so don't worry about it. This are rewards. These are the bits and pieces that you can have. I need to open these up here. Let's see, so example. Yeah, so you can see here. Here's the ants. Here they are. So you're going to get a lot more detailed than just cubes, huh? So that deluxe edition includes those pieces. We'll organize those later. Yeah, stay in your lane. Okay, there we go. And then we've got, oh, sorry, these are the ants. There we go. These are the ants that you have, or at least the potential ants. They can also be larvae, or there's another term for it. There we go. See these delightful little things, and they'll just fit on those spots just nicely when you're playing the game. Much more foofy than the original March of the Ants in their squares. Yeah, so that's what we have. I will also tell you that the rule sets are very different. I read through both the original, the new rule book and the original rule book, and there are some things, there are quite a few changes, so you can't simply just considered a makeover in that regard. For instance, in the original, you don't fight in the tunnel is the Great Tunnel is kind of a neutral zone. Here you're going to fight over the tunnel. How you fight is simultaneous with the new version versus turn order with the original. Lots and lots of differences that go on. Just a lot of differences. So, but that's what we got. That's an example. That's kind of a side-by-side view of what was, what is, and what will be forthcoming as I get this to the table and learn to play it, and you can all join me, I'm sure, for that too. So that's March of the Ants unboxing. Take care, and we'll see you next time on Harebrained Games.